Hello everybody, welcome back to Museum Madness. I'm Jesse on. I think we're probably going to get these two done today. Knights Heraldry and Jousting and Galileo's Telescope. Let's jump right on in here. This one I think is fairly short. During the Middle Ages in Europe, soldiers who wore armor and fought on horseback were called knights. These warriors often met in contests called jousts to test their skills. In the joust, two knights mounted their horses and, carrying lances, charged each other. The stronger or more skillful knight won the joust. A knight's armor was designed for both protection and show. Each knight had his own coat of arms, which he displayed on his shield. The coat of arms had two parts, the field or background and charge or picture. Those skilled in heraldry, the design of coats of arms, could identify each knight from his coat of arms. It was on a tournament field such as this that knights tested their skills nearly 1,000 years ago. While the king and other nobles watched, knights would charge each other on horseback. Each knight would try and unseat the other by hitting him with the lance. Although the knights' lances were blunt and padded, it was still a very rough sport. The king did not fight for himself, instead he chose a knight to fight for him. This knight was called the King's Champion. He was chosen because it was very difficult to beat. It was considered a great honor to best the King's Champion. Many knights tried, however, most were unsuccessful. Go over here. My analysis of the exhibit is sketchy due to the massive loss of data from the main computer. It's evident that the tournament must be completed to restore the exhibit. The King's Champion will fight all comers until he is bested by another knight. You must find a knight who is stronger than the champion and can unseat him in the joust. The knight's shield tells his strength. You must find a knight with a shield that is stronger than the champion's to beat him. So they're like, oh, we can't really think of anything. It's just like, mix fucked up for that. The Heraldry Master chooses the challenger to the King's Champion in this pavilion. Also, he records the results of each contest for future reference. Since each knight had a unique coat of arms, the Heraldry Master chooses the challenger by selecting his coat of arms. In this kingdom, each knight, including the King's Champion, is assigned a coat of arms that signifies his strength. The Heraldry Master can select a challenger that will best the King's Champion by selecting a coat of arms that is more powerful than the champion's. Let's talk to this guy. You must choose the next champion by creating his coat of arms. How do I do that? Just place the desired elements on the large board near the door. When the coat of arms is complete, the herald will call the knight's name. I can only help you after you select a challenger and he's been tested in battle. Consult your squire if you must learn more. So this one is kind of like guess and check. So we're going to want to cycle through these. Also, the music is really good here. It's like surprisingly surprisingly long. It's got quite a few variations. Alright, let's give this a go. I will defeat the King's Champion. Let's find out. Nope. Clap, clap. My champion is still the most powerful knight in the land. He awaits any further challengers. So we'll go see what the differences were. We talked to the wizard man, and he tells us what exactly was wrong with our choices. The challenger was a brave knight, but he lacked the strength to best the King's Champion. His left field was inferior, his right field was inferior, charge type was equal, charge position was superior. Okay. Charge type is the animal on the thing. Charge position is like how strong it is. So we'll we'll take a look here. What if we do like some blue and some orange? No, we did orange, right? What about that red? How about this? Check out this dragon. Let's give that a go. Thing is, there's like, this one is definitely all guess and check. There's no way to tell what the best one would be. Usually I just pick the fire-breathing warthog thing. It's usually pretty good. Nope. So now we see what's wrong with that one. So let's see, left field's inferior, right field's inferior, charge type inferior, charge position was superior, so the dragon sucks. I think I kind of knew that. Dragon just always kind of sucks. How about this fucking unicorn, huh? Let's try that purple. And try this dark blue. Does it show our crest over here? Yeah, it does. So let's give that a try. So if we can get it right, then it's pretty easy to check, but... Nope. Let's find out what they say now. Left field was superior. That's good, we'll keep that then. Right field inferior. Charge type inferior. So we'll leave this here. Let's try the green. And let's try this lion man here. Let's try that. It's interesting. I believe my family has a coat of arms. It's got like 3 ducks on it. 3 ducks and a chevron. Oh, it missed. A little too equal, apparently. Got 3 ducks and a chevron, and it says something like, I wish to keep my rights. It's something like that. It's like a kind of a silly phrase on it too. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Left field superior, right field still inferior, charge type superior, charge position superior. So lion is the right way to go. We just have to find the right color. I think that's actually the same color as the other guy. It's the same color. I bet we could, so it should be labeled as equal. So I bet we got the right one here. I bet we can actually win with like 3 superiors and an equal. Let's find out. Wham! You have beaten my champion. You are the most powerful knight in the land. The tournament is concluded. Now that's what I call a happy ending. See, super short. You know, if I hadn't had to guess and check too many times, would have been alright. It's just like, it don't tell you what the strengths of the colors are. I think that's randomly chosen what the King's Champion has too. Sometimes he has the Warthog, sometimes he doesn't. Galileo's telescope. This one could take a little while. It's a lot of a talky one. And it has one of those mazes that I get lost in. Many new inventions, scientific discoveries, and explorations were made between 1450 and 1600. This period was known as the Age of Discovery. One of the most important developments of that time was the discovery of that the Earth revolved around the Sun instead of the Sun revolving around the Earth. While the idea had been proposed by the ancient Greeks, it was not until the scientist Galileo used a telescope to confirm this fact that it became widely accepted. Galileo's observations opened the door for many other discoveries that followed, but Galileo's discovery was only possible because of the work of other inventors and scientists earlier in the Age of Discovery. Bonk. Did you see that? If your head had not been in the way, the orange and the pea would have hit the floor at the same time. You must be Galileo. Yes, and you're a very lucky person. I know, it's not everyone who gets to meet someone as famous as you. Well, thank you, but I was just thinking that yesterday I was testing a fruit called the watermelon. It's a good thing you did not arrive then. Oh yes, I see you're still here. Are you a new student? Sort of. I'm a student of astronomy, and I thought you were making observations of the movements of the planets. I hoped you would show me your telescope. I'm afraid I cannot. I do not have the proper equipment to build a telescope. I haven't studied astronomical writings in a long time. Besides, gravity is much more fun, and I've been inventing a thermoscope also. Gravity is great as long as you're not under the ladder, but discovering how the planets move is very important too. Suppose I could spend some time on astronomy now that my thermoscope is completed, but you would have to find some writings to refresh my memory before I could begin. Galileo is called the father of modern science. He developed many inventions, including the thermometer. He disproved the commonly held belief that heavier objects fell faster than lighter ones, and most importantly, he proved that the Polish astronomer Copernicus was right when he said that the Sun, not the Earth, is the center of the solar system. Many of his experiments and discoveries took place in his workshop at the University of Padua in Italy. That's a device for measuring temperature that I invented. I call it a thermoscope. As the air in the glass tube gets colder, it shrinks. The liquid rises to fill the space, and you can tell what temperature it is. That's cool. Or is it hot? I guess it's both. Why don't you take the thermoscope with you? I owe you that much for your participation in my gravity experiment. You can also take the orange if you like. I'm moving on to vegetables. Ah, yes, the library. The infamous library. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in 1450 made books available to the general public for the first time. More people learned to read, and many books were printed during the 15th century. The demand for books and other printed materials caused the construction of libraries in many towns and cities. Although much smaller than today's libraries, they were open to the public and gave more and more people access to knowledge. We're looking for books or other writings about astronomy. Can you help us? Astronomy. We do not have many requests for that subject. All astronomical writings are on the shelf near the globe. Where's the globe? Through there. But be careful, people have been known to get lost for days in the book stacks. So yep, it's maze time. And I don't remember where everything is. I don't know what that is, either. That's a thing. There's books on textiles. And yarn. Here's books on music with the lute. And here's the globe, okay. Now I just have to figure out how to get out. There we go, we're just about there. There's Shakespeare, and the exit. I really should map those out sometime, because I'm just interested to see what it actually looks like. I see you found what you wanted. Usually takes people a day or two to emerge from that far back in the book maze. Made it in record time. Did you see the skeleton? That person never came out. Thanks. I hope he's kidding about the skeleton. This seems interesting. Give me a few minutes to look it over. Why don't you try the pendulum while you wait? I think it could be used to time things. Click, click, click. I'd also have to make up the sound effects for that too, apparently. This is very interesting. If you can find the plans and the materials for a telescope, I will build one. It's great, you need the plans. What materials do you need? You will have to figure that out on your own. Bring everything to me and I will build the telescope. This guy always just sort of struck me as a park ranger. Hans Lippershey, a scientist from Holland, designed the first telescope. It used two lenses at the end of a narrow tube. His instrument was called a refracting telescope because light entered through one lens and was bent or refracted through the lens at the other end. Lippershey's invention was possible because craftsmen in the Netherlands had refined the process of lens making so that lenses and spectacles were now easier to obtain and much less expensive than before. Once Lippershey published the plans for his telescope, many scientists throughout Europe made copies, began to observe the planets and stars at close range. Excellent, an apprentice. I've been waiting for you to arrive. I have a little problem for you to solve. But, nonsense, don't be shy, just take a look at the problem, maybe you can be of some help. Okay, I guess it can't hurt to take a look. Study the drawing on the chalkboard. I'm trying to design a new telescope, but I cannot decide which plan works best. So you can see, you can look here, things turn upside down. You see the problem, everything is upside down when you look through the lens. The light goes into the lens. It is bent by the curved surface and comes out the other side. But what was on top is now on the bottom, and what was on the bottom is now on the top. I'm designing a new telescope with many lenses. I want the image to come out right side up. I cannot decide which design I should use. Look at the chalkboard again and select which design gives me an upright image. That sounds complicated, but I'll scope it out if you know what I mean. So what? Things go bounce, 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 and comes out like that. So it comes out right side up, I believe. So let's see, one, light comes in at the top, and we want it to end up at the top as well. So that ends up at the top there. This one, two, bends, bounces around. I think one is the one that we want. That's correct. Now I can complete my telescope design. Why don't you take these telescope plans with you? You may be able to refine them even more. Thanks, Mr. Lippershey. I'll be seeing you. And we'll go over here. This was an interesting page. This is kind of like a Zelda-style, trade side quest thing. Throughout Europe, many craftsmen and craftswomen refined their skills. They created goods ranging from candles to armor that were made of much higher quality than any previously made. Some towns had as many as 30 different crafts working at once. Many crafts involved men only. Weaving and spinning were among those that were open to women. Local craftsmen often sold their wares in stalls along the main street. Although money was used by many people to buy goods, others bartered, trading one thing for another. So let's see what everyone has to say. Welcome, I see you appreciate beauty. In my shop we weave some of the most beautiful handkerchiefs, tablecloths, and scarves of the region. This stuff is really cool, but I don't have any money to buy it with. That's too bad. The work is time consuming and I have no time to eat and little money to buy food. Come back if you change your mind. Greetings and welcome to the finest candle shop in town. We have candles of all prices and varieties. Would you like to buy or trade something for one of my fine waxworks? Not sure I need a candle, I'm trying to help solve a mystery. Shedding light on things is my specialty. I work here all day and often come home late at night. In spite of my hard work, I am poor and cannot buy the finer things in life. Come back if you change your mind. This metal shop produces the finest metal tubing and other metal crafts. If you are interested in anything here, we can barter. But be quick, I have an order to fill for the university. They are in need of scientific instruments. I'm afraid I don't have time to talk now. I'm trying to finish the lenses on this pair of spectacles. I know if I only had a little more light, I could finish in no time. So, this dude's hungry. Let's give him an orange. I see you have something to barter. This fruit is very rare, and it tastes great. Do you want to trade it for something? It's just an orange, but now you've eaten, I have no choice. What do you have? Take this handkerchief. It is an example of my finest workmanship. That sounds fair to me. Thanks. So I've got a lace handkerchief. Give her the lace handkerchief. Thanks. Now that's what I call a fine piece of workmanship. Take this candle in exchange. It is my best work and will illuminate even the darkest corner. We give candles to the glasses man. That is what I needed. Now I have enough light to make more spectacles. Take these. I don't know why you'd give me the ones that you were wearing. And then you need some scientific instruments, huh? Well, how about this thermometer? Would you trade some tubing for this instrument? It measures the temperature of the air. Anyone with common sense knows if it is cold or hot, but the professors at the university will pay a good price for this. Take this tubing in exchange. So that should be good. Can we head back? Alright, so we should have everything now. Give him the plans. This is a good start. I will need much more before I can construct a working telescope. Knew this was too easy. Back to the old grind. I don't think you have everything you need. Come back when you have everything. Don't I? Let me try this. This is all I need to make the telescope. I'll get started right away. Why don't you try the pendulum again to pass the time while I work? No, not the pendulum. Anything but that. Take a look at this telescope. It is a beauty, don't you think? I can hardly wait to try it out. It's amazing how you put it together with just a few parts. I'm glad we could help out. I'm going on the roof so I can get a good view of the stars. Don't be confused and try a gravity experiment by mistake. I think that solves Galileo's problem. Now he can discover that the Earth is not the center of the universe. I wish my little sister could discover that she isn't the center of the universe either. Yep, I have a little sister like that too. It also just solves the mystery in this exhibit. Galileo just needed a little help from the right person. Now I better go back to the main hall and see what other catastrophes are waiting to be repaired. Alright, I think this is going to be a little bit long one, and I have a feeling this might be the final episode. We've got one more, and then it's the final boss area, which I recall I've only done once. But the Industrial Revolution isn't terribly long. It's a good one though, lots of nice puzzles and fun ones. Also probably, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. But, yeah, we'll just make this a little extra longer here. Let me grab a drink. Beginning in the early 1700s and continuing for the next 100 years, new machines were invented that revolutionized the world. These machines made it possible to manufacture goods more efficiently than ever before. They created whole industries, caused people to move from the country to the city, and opened the doors of international trade. These changes began with the invention of a simple machine that used hot water to move a piston up and down in a cylinder. The The invention was the steam engine. This is a pretty cool place, but that pile of parts on the ground looks like the time I tried to fix my family's washing machine. The sign on this exhibit should read, "Some assembly required. I hope these machines come with instructions." The first successful steam engine was created by Thomas Newcomen, a British engineer, in 1712. It was used to pump water from mines. Another engineer, James Watt, improved upon Newcomen's design and created a steam engine that was more powerful and faster. The steam engine revolutionized technology by providing a tireless source of power for transportation and manufacturing. Well, let's put it together. Oops, I closed it. Funny how they have this be the same music as plays in the pollution exhibit, or the anti-pollution exhibit. The energy, that's what it was called, just the energy hall. Oh, too many clicks. There we go. That's a nifty diagram, but I think something's missing. Why don't we try to get the missing machine and get the Industrial Revolution back on track? Spinning machines were invented in Great Britain in the early 1700s. They first used water power from rivers and later used steam power. Spinning machines were able to do the work of many people. The increased production of thread created by these machines gave rise to the textile industry and started the Industrial Revolution. There's what we're building. I think this also gives you diagrams in the background. Yep, so it's pretty easy to tell what it is you need to build. Put that there, and put that there. We push start. I think the sprites are a bit broken here with this wheel back here. It's like missing a piece. That's kind of funny. This thing is working so well, I bet it could almost spin straw into gold. I won't hold my breath for that, but it sure can turn out more yarn than those old-fashioned spinning wheels you see in fairy tale books. So we'll take these things. My ears are starting to hurt from recording all day. It'll be good to get done. In 1803, Richard Trevithick built the first steam locomotive. It was designed to pull wagons and did not run on rails. Later, he refined his design and created the first steam locomotive to run on rails. Trevithick's machine caught on quickly, and in 1825, the first commercial railroad was created. The steam locomotive revolutionized transportation by allowing both people and goods to travel much more quickly from place to place. De Twain. Yeah, I mean, they include it. I don't really feel the need that they needed to, but sure, why not? That goes somewhere. Right, where does it go? There it is. Alright. Click start. Pushes the pistons. De Twain. This reminds me of the electric train I had when I was little. I'd love to play with it, but I better move on and put the next machine together while there's still time. Yes. I believe this is the last one. The first internal combustion engine was designed and created by James Lenoir of Belgium. His engine was based on the design of the steam engine, but it used gasoline to power its piston. The gasoline was exploded inside the cylinder by a spark. This drove the piston. Like the steam engine, Lenoir's invention was used to power machinery. 16 years later, Nicolas Otto developed a much more efficient engine that was to become the model power plant for automobiles for more than 100 years. This one just looks surprisingly clean. Bird. Kind of just fun to watch. It's hard to imagine this is how cars got started. I wonder if I can make a go-kart from this engine. I better not try. There's just too much to do around here, and I would probably crash into the other machines and have to start over again. But let's take that last part. Let's see what we've got in our backpack now. So we've got part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. They don't give us cool names for them. I'm kind of sad. And there they are on the ground already. Alright. There it is. Simple. Steam pushes up the piston, rises up. That's it. The machines from the Industrial Revolution are chugging away. I wonder if the rest of the museum is running this smoothly. Better go back to the main hall and see what new disasters wait to be repaired. So that's it. Now we're going to face the final ending, I believe. I believe we've done everything here. And then that'll be the end of this series, and then we can move on to some new games, whether it's like edutainment or something. I think that was the last exhibit. Something is different about this place. I think something is missing. This looks like a blank tape. I wonder if it has anything interesting on it. Let's play the tape in one of the audio vlogs. The tape recorders are still here. Now that you defeated the virus in all the exhibits, the computer system should be functioning normally. I made this tape to congratulate you and left it in the main hall before we went to the last exhibit. I knew you would find it and discover how to play it. That was a simple test after all the things you've done to repair the exhibits. I have gone to the workshop in the basement to make final adjustments to the computer system. There is no need for you to follow me there. You can return to your computer at home. I can make the final programming changes to the main computer without your assistance. That's weird. Why would Mick tell me to go home after all I've done to fix the museum? He's not even here to say goodbye. He didn't even say thank you. I think I should follow him and see what's going on. Now we go back. Go find the workshop. This looks familiar. I think this is where I came in. That looks like one of the cards that open the doors to the storerooms. This card must open one of the doors, but it isn't marked like the other ones were when I first entered. Just gotta figure out where I'm going. Alright, that's 5. Alright, there's 3, so we can ignore that area. So what's this way? I believe this is the workshop. Shink. That's more like it. I knew this would work in one of these doors. Now what's inside this place? It looks a little spooky in here. This must be the workshop that Mick talked about on his tape, but where is he? He's in a pile of parts. Whoa, Mick, you don't look well. You must have blown a circuit or something. Wonder if I can put you back together again. I feel a little like All the King's Horses and All the King's Men. I always wondered how those horses could put anything together. So I'm not sure what I'm going to play next. Actually, I've got a few ideas. I think what I'm going to do is go back to one of the the Learning Company game. One of those. What is it called? Oh heck, I forgot. But like the same series as Operation Neptune was, the Super Solvers, that's what it was. But I think I'm gonna go on with that, and then we'll see if that game is like as glitchy as or as janky as the Operation Neptune was. That's more like it, old buddy. Now you look normal again. That is, if you ever look normal. IO error. Here we go again. Don't you think you could think of something else to say? What kept you? I thought the virus had defeated both of us. The disk has restored my memory, but the virus is still in the system. Why did you tell me not to come on your tape? The virus infected my main program when I linked it with the last exhibits database. I was not in full control of my circuits when I created the tape. I knew if I told you not to come here, you would be sure to come right away. That is the way humans analyze data. Thanks, I think. But where's the virus now? The virus is isolated in the main circuit in the computer panel in this room. If we hurry, we can trap it in the circuit and rid the museum of the virus once and for all. You must open the computer circuit board and try to trap the virus in the circuit before it reaches the nodes in the bottom row. This looks complicated. Let's see what happens if I click one of those nodes Mick was telling me about. Does ocean life exist 3,000 feet below the surface? Yep. About how long does it take light from the sun to reach Pluto, the outermost planet in our solar system? 17 days. And this one. What does Neolithic mean? That's New Stone Age. Pop! So that was an easy one. If you mess up, it'll like walk around, and you have to try and trap it in the right spots. You did it. You trapped the virus and caused it to self-destruct. It's all in a day's work. I guess I can go home now and finish my homework. Somehow, history and science are never going to be the same. Oh, okay, it just kicked us out. No credit sequence. I guess it does give a credit sequence at the very beginning of the game. No credit sequence, no congratulations, just boot. Well, that was fun at any rate. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll probably play some more edutainment game because I'm apparently just a goober that likes them. Hope you enjoyed. Love to hear some comments or thoughts. Give it a thumbs up, I guess, if you like the series. Thanks for watching, and I'm Jesse On, and I'll see you next time.